this was what freaked me out because Guchan and Sangang were they were walking together, and she goes, "Oh, you see things?" And he goes, "Yeah, I see like over there."
Here at Hmong Insights, we are committed to providing knowledge and fresh information from our viewpoint to empower the Hmong community to form their own perspective on their culture. We recognize the existing negativity surrounding our culture and aim to transform the environment. Our podcast seeks to clarify misconceptions and offer valuable insights for the younger generation, while also working to preserve our cultural heritage. We recognize that certain topics may be sensitive, so we kindly ask everyone to remain open-minded, as our goal is to promote positivity and understanding.
Hi, Yajong. Welcome back to Hmong Insights, and I'm Susan.
Hi, I'm Pania.
Hi, I'm Jen.
Well, you know, ladies, recently a lot of people have reached out to me and they wanted us to talk about the East Palace, right? And we listened to our audience. Yes. And so many of you reached out to me and said that, you know, the guy Guchan reminded you so much about me, and you all had so many questions and wanted to learn so much more about how it really is in the other world. So guess what, ladies? Today we are going to dedicate this episode to East Palace. And if you haven't seen it yet, it is a mini series on Netflix called East Palace, and they talk about like basically being a shaman in the other world. Mm-hmm. So how do you guys feel about that? What do you think, ladies?
Yeah, I totally agree with the audience for asking you that question, because I also thought of you when I was watching it. And, you know, just seeing that side of the world, and, you know, because you become such a warrior on the other side, right? And like, it really reminded me of Stranger Things as well, because the underworld, right? Not underworld, but the world on the other side, right? So I thought it was really interesting that I get to see a little glimpse of, I guess, what you see, because you always say, I wish that I could project something out to you guys, right? So that you guys can see what I'm going through, right? And I think the movie did a little bit of that. I'm sure there are way more things, but it did a little bit of that for me in that case. Yeah. So I really liked it.
Cool. What about you?
I think for me, surprisingly, because I'm such a scary cat, and so I can't watch scary movies, and, you know, I try not to watch it. But for the viewers, I watched it, and it wasn't as scary as I thought. You know, probably just bits and pieces because I kind of familiar with the actors' other, you know, works. But while I was watching it, I did, you know, take some like mental notes. I was like, oh wow, like the similarities between like the Korean shamans and the Hmong shamans are like, it's really interesting that some of the things that they do or think are similar to Hmong shamans as well. So yes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What about you, Susan? What did you think?
Yeah, you know, because so many people contact me, I definitely watched this movie and took notes, and I did my homework. And yeah, when I was watching it, I totally get it. You know, Guchan was like upset when they would like try to ask him for help, and he's like, "Oh, just leave me alone. I just want to sleep." And I laughed so hard because I was like, "Wow, this dude get me." Yeah. Because at times, you know, sometimes people would come and ask me for help, and you know, you didn't know what's a nice word, like lechichodohu, or like they're the cause for whatever they're going through. Like people would go to like haunted homes, and now spirits are following them, and then they come to me. They're like, "Why can't you do this right now today?" And it's kind of like, well, I didn't tell you to go to a haunted house and then taunt the spirits, and then now you want me to help you today. And it's just like the unrealistic demands. And you know, so I totally get it. I laughed. I'm like, dude, we're on the same page. And yeah, I really appreciate it that this movie was made, because what you were saying too, I feel like, wow, people can actually see what I go through sometimes. By the way, big disclaimer, I don't go through that like every single day. Like I'm not out there slashing spirits or whatever every single day. That doesn't happen. But then, you know, a lot of times.
Well, it depends on the name, right?
Yes, it does depend on the nang also, if it's the bokoda or not. But yeah, I was just like, wow, people are going to finally see what I kind of go through. So yeah, I do appreciate the movie.
There was one part where the girl, I'm going to say her name wrong, but you correct me, Sangang.
Sangang.
When she was like, she had a little glimpse of it too, because she went with him, and she's like, I understand how much you go through, right? So yeah, seeing that, we kind of understand all the hard work that you guys go through, right? So
yeah, because but like there's so much going on at all times, and then not only that, in there, like I have to manage the people out here and make sure that it goes smoothly too. So it's a lot.
Yeah,
it is a lot.
And I was thinking the whole time when Toko or Ning, right? And you're just, okay? I'm going to say this, but please don't take it as I'm undermining what you do, right? Like, you're just at the altar, right? And go change the house, but inside you're shing, 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 right? And we don't see that, right? So
yeah, sometimes when I'm dealing with spirits, and then like I would most like, don't touch me, don't mess with me right now, because like leave me alone.
Yeah. So it's really eye opening, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are new, we always define terms first, right?
My favorite.
Your favorite. So let's start with shamanism. What is shamanism? Shamanism is a practice found in a lot of animistic faith. And animistic faith, or the religion animism, means the belief of soul, because the word ani means soul in Latin. So believing that everything has a soul, the shaman, which is the spiritual practitioner, they're trying to balance and communicate between the living world and the spirit world, and that is shamanism. And we're trying to bring harmony and more we're trying to mediate between two worlds at all times. And we're trying to heal people also, right? Because we'll go into this in another episode. We talk about the three pillars, mind, body, spirit all the time. So that's animism and shamanism for you. And so with that being defined, let's talk about what the East Palace is. And the East Palace is a movie on Netflix and about a shaman, and his name is Guchan. Am I sabotaging his name?
We have to ask the expert, Korean expert over there.
The Korean expert over here.
That sounds familiar.
Okay. And so a lot of you reached out and said that Guchan reminded you all of me. And so he's the main guy. And then the female lead is
Sangang. I believe.
Sangang.
We might all be butchering, by the way.
I am so sorry. If we're butchering their names, we're all not Korean, so I'm sorry. So Sangang is the female lead, and she's a court maid who hear spirit voices, right? And so what happened is weird stuff and supernatural stuff is happening in the palace, so that the king kind of orders them, right, to work together, like Guchan and, Sangang, please help investigate, like, what's going on? Why are there so many supernatural stuff going on? And the more that they investigate, they start to discover and find out, like, curses, right? Yeah. And, little secrets here and there that's causing a lot of supernatural stuff, scary stuff happening in the palace. So that's the synopsis of the movie.
Yes, it was very interesting. And so I can't wait to dive into it and let our audience know what Susan's perspective is on that.
In episode 1, when the scary lady Dudana came and taunted the king, right? And she was like, I will dry out the seed of the royal blood. Mm-hmm. Like, that gave me chills because that happened to me a lot, actually. Sure. So in the beginning of my journey, the first 2 years, I would say, that would happen to me. So that's in Nako, and wild spirits would try to do that to me. Go, like, for me to be so afraid so that I stop being a shaman. And now I realize that the stronger you are, or if you're the type that is like licensed to kill or like to deal with spirits, in the beginning, a lot of us, we get taunt more. And, when I was talking to like other students from the same they weren't going through that. So I thought I was weird and odd. So then I stopped talking about it altogether. Actually, in fact, I didn't even tell my master. Because she's 4 too. But when I was talking to the other students, they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And then so I knew my parents were going to be like freaked out. So I didn't even tell my parents. And then when I brought it up to my master, she was like, girl, like, what's going on with you, right? Of course I'm Hmong. Yeah. She was like, hey, right? And then so for a very long time, I didn't talk about it anymore. But like every night, or so they would come and taunt me, like stand like on top of me, try to and then sometimes they would come with like a sword or a dagger, like trying to fight me too. And then I was like trying to fight them, and then like this one time I remember it was like that was happening like 3 days straight in a row, because normally it happens like once a week or twice a week or so, and then this one time it happened
already too often.
And then this one time it happened 3 days straight in a row, and then like with the dagger came riding on a white horse, came and started trying to battle me. And then I was just like, man, I'm so tired because I've been doing this like 3 days straight. Then with your spiritual guides, and then and then that's when I discovered like, oh, okay, like I can use my spiritual guides. I didn't know
to do this by myself.
Yeah, well, because the first 2-3 years it was happening to me, but call story like the openly, so like you can stop anything.
And why did they come taunt you? Because you were about to go bang somebody, and that's why they came to taunt you, or they just taunt you because you're new and they wanted to mess with you.
Yeah, so when you're very new and you can't help anybody yet. So you're just practicing, unless it's in-house, right? Like or like if you're married, then your husband or whatever. So you can't help out others. But they were taunting me because I am equipped, and are warriors, that they knew that that I was going to be after them. So then they came to stop me from
that. Reminds me of in our regular conversations, you're like in that world they already see months out before in the earth.
Living.
So they already knew that. They
already knew that that I was going to go after them. So then they came and tried to stop me. So they taunt me to try to get rid of me. Number one. Then number two, to scare me, because some shamans like when in the beginning quit and then so, but too bad it didn't work.
You're like, for real? Here's my guards. They're my guides.
I was like, you want some more?
I have a whole troop.
But
I really do think that it takes a type of person to do that, because I think the normal people, right? Like, because it changes you, right? Inside, you have to be strong, you have to be confident. And like in the movie Guchan, like he's fighting something and then something else is coming at him from the other side, and he has to like know instinctively what to do. So he has to be ready at all times, right? So I think of that with you, in this. So it does take a type of person, and that makes me more proud of you.
Thank you.
So with all of your experiences, then what can people do to protect themselves from that?
Like normal people or shamans?
I mean, I guess in this perspective, we're talking about shamans.
Okay, so shamans, what can you do? Well, we have, for every we have our own knowledge and our own ways to deal with them and whatever it is that you're equipped with. So, it just takes time and practice, really. And if you're going through this a lot, please reach out to your master, reach out to other fellow students, and then they'll definitely help you. So I can't really say what to do, because every judging is so different, but their own judging would know how and what to do with it.
Yeah. And, because a lot of people, or Guchan reminded a lot of people of you, do you resonate with him at all?
I do. And the beginning, especially, well, probably even right now, like, you know how like out here, he's just like a regular person, right?
Yeah.
And then so a lot of people see me like, oh, you know, she's just normal. And then
She's just my friend.
yeah, right? She's just my little sister,
Yeah.
right? And then, you know, when I go in there, I'm like, man, I'm pretty good, you know?
Princess warrior in there.
And then so him, the same thing, right? Like out here, he's just normal. Like he's kind of okay. He's okay. And then in there, it's like, wow, he's amazing, right?
I kind of liked him.
Did you have a little crush on him?
I did.
Yeah. So I definitely did, you know, resonated with him. And then all of like the spirits that he was dealing with, because I do deal with a lot of spirits, and just being that first line of defense, you know? So definitely, he definitely did resonate. Like, I see why the audience was like, you got to watch this. This is you.
So, you know, I love stories, right? Can you tell us a couple of stories where Tonito for help from God, that is kind of scary, but, you know, all of them are scary.
Sure. Like, I guess I'll choose this one where got kind of giống như movie na yeah, where like you didn't ask me for help, but like all these unrealistic demands and like and he's just like, dude, go to like I don't really want to help you. So anyhow, I had a case where and then like and it was just a regular fixer me up or but when I went, like I saw like a spirit following him. And so I was just like, it's not a water spirit. Like, this is weird. And then, like, she started, like, hiding the
spirit.
Yeah, the spirit. Started hiding Kovakoche. So I kind of, like, had to chase her in their house. And I was like, oh, please, good Lord, like, calm down. Like, I just want to talk to you, right? And then so she came out, and then this is when she came out all scary looking. And with her hair, exactly, to Danny boy, taunt to the king, right? So it was like that, but a lot bloodier, by the way. And then so I was just like, clean up a little, right? And, you know, why are you here? Who are you following? Because I didn't even know who she was following, right? And so she's like, oh, the guy that you're fixing. And I was like, oh, so why are you here? You know, you're not supposed to be here, right? So long story long, she said that he has committed, you know, sins towards her and that she's back her revenge. And so I was just like, oh my God. So como salto lo de shima lo chinning chicho so they didn't answer me and they didn't understand.
Well, do you think they're embarrassed too?
No, their kids are much younger and low. Let's say only lo zi bao nang the shima lo nia chi cho bao the yo. So go mo solo lo chi cho bao the I just said okay, ble gong ke lo come on dollar ta.
While you were on tokatu on ning.
Yeah, while I was on the bench in my trance in the spirit world, and then go more solo go your husha do they want me to deal with this or not? And so they didn't understand at all, and there's too confused. And I was just like, look, I need to go. Like I have too much to do. I already have 10 things on my plate, and I'm being nice, and I'm offering this. But so they didn't understand. So I was like, okay, it's okay. I'll talk to you guys when I'm off. So after I did, because there's a lot of things that you have to take care of.
Sure.
So
especially if then things add on.
I don't even think like maybe that was like the second time ever that they
called God.
So so there was a lot of stuff that I needed to do. And besides that, there's just so much to do. Anyhow, and then so when so I went to talk to the dad, and I said, you know, and then so and I have to say they can block because the outfits are way too old. And then so he cried and he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he started describing her, and I was like, I mean, she did look like that after she cleaned up, but yeah. And then so and I was like, oh, so he was telling me, and then so he told me the story. So telling you this story now. No, back in Blotena, so he comes from like a wealthier family, and so then like in his village, he was like the popular hot guy, right? And so he went to her village, which was a neighboring village, and then she's the hottest girl in her village, right? And so after several months of trying to court her, marry her, and it was because he was like very arrogant, very egotistic, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't like that because she already had her little boyfriend who's a lot nicer, and so he, and then New Year's hit, and he went and tried to marry her again, and so Nichika, and then after New Year's, so she was planning to marry her boyfriend actually, and then so Kiki, the guy or the whoever, Kiki, what happened was after New Year, Hyundai, and then stalk the girl on the and then so and they're kind of related through marriage somehow too. Distantly related through marriage also. And then so while the lady he actually went and essayed her. Okay. And then so on the and she was so afraid because the stigmatism that comes with it, right? And not only that, she didn't want to tell because
there's a lot of victim blaming,
Oh yeah. Even though they made her. Stuff like that, right? You should have fought harder.
Exactly.
So
they're like, they're playing that's why, right? But like, why victim blame, right?
So she didn't tell anybody, and she was afraid because or something like that too. And then so pregnant. She got pregnant, and also the family take responsibility. And she's like, I'm not gonna marry that jerk. Like that's crazy. And because she's from a wealthier family too, she's educated, she's going to school, and back then that's unheard of. But she's
for girls,
yep. So she's in school. Her husband's this nice. I mean, her boyfriend's this nice gentleman who's like from a good family too. And then when he found out that she was pregnant, he did not listen to the story of how her being essayed. Like he just said, "You cheated on me. I want nothing to do with you anymore. You're a liar." And so she was so sad and hurt. And then now her family is forcing her to marry this awful guy. And so she took her life.
Man. That's the only way she saw out, though.
Yep. Because she was pregnant, and everybody was like
everyone's against her.
Everybody, the whole village, and then some. Even her boyfriend was like, like all that stuff, right? And then I saw this toy, and then she started like showing me like glimpses. Like it's like a movie, like I'm seeing scenes and things like that. And then also she came to talk to me too, so I saw more of the story. And so even though like
he hid some stuff too, I'm sure.
Of course. And
he probably said, we had consensual whatever.
No, he didn't.
He admitted it.
He didn't. He said he did say that. So he did admit it at his house. You have to give him that much credit. He did admit it. And because then he just felt like I didn't have anything to hide or.
And plus that was like the thing that's taunting him, right? So he has to admit it too for you to help.
Yeah. So he wanted to admit it so that I would help. Unfortunately, the family so on I shouldn't blame.
Wait, what you got? What you know?
The wife to get rid of the lady.
Why?
Let's just say he wasn't the best husband.
So they want him to suffer, or
I mean, I really can't speak for them. Like, I don't know why, but that's my conclusion and my assumptions. I mean, because what's another reason?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
So what happened to him? Is he? Because what happened?
So like the taunting key, I mean, still exists till this day. He's still alive. And so he sees her every night. She comes and tries to and she does all, stuff. And actually she was afraid that So she actually came and spoke to me and pleaded with me, and she said, you know, and you know, I'm doing this just for now, and like you don't have to help him or fix him. Like she was trying to like plead her case and beg me for me not to fix him. And because they told me that they don't want to fix it, so I already told her like, yeah, rest assured I'm not coming.
Wait, so till this day she's doing it. So is she just doing it to like or is she's gonna take him at one point?
I think because I think if she really wanted to, I think more.
Yeah, long ago, right? Yeah.
She really wanted him to suffer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is right now. Like, he's blind. He can't hear. Like, sometimes they leave him by himself. Just take care of and whenever we see him or whenever he sees other people and like he's like, oh, it's okay. Yeah.
So it is 100%. She's just making him suffer.
But
yeah,
but it's true. He did such an evil thing, and you know, normally people then they and you know, you're ended, your life ended. But then she saw the bigger picture. She played the long game, and he's suffering for that.
Yeah.
So kudos for her now. But yes, and I'm so glad because that, you know, that family because you're such a nice person that, you know, someone does such an evil deed and, you know, and then you will do it.
Yeah.
And so knowing that he's still going through that warms my
little
even heart.
On the while she's trying to tell people like this is the thing, like hello, this is a side thing. They're like, we don't know.
Thankfully his kids didn't understand what you're saying. So
but I have to say this though. Even though like talking about because we're not here to judge, and also even though they still get punished. So bây giờ số ya chẳng nó thế bây giờ chỉ năng nó bây chỉ cho a punish law. So cô ba là cái là she suffer because they must everybody is someone's family member. So if that family member is suffering, it means their wife is suffering, their grandchildren are suffering, right? So it's because cô lu là họ là chỉ tin năng nó. Right, their family. So that's like what the bala do nang a chingyanda. This ma jiate go banu go dono. You can't take it like that. Go banu to relieve some suffering so that the family doesn't suffer along with him. And so that's why I go tell you ba and then go everybody rest assured that we're all just humans. And to didn't the dola ni mo talking about la yin yo do zina ke bishop to mama shit
I know.
At least in this situation, the family
in the real world, in the life.
Exactly. But we've been talking a lot about the main guy. What about the female lead? What are your thoughts on that?
Sangang?
Yes. I was trying not to say her name because I didn't want to butcher.
Well, you know, Toko Shaina, she totally reminded me of Bejo Husho.
Yeah.
So Husho are Neng helpers. And so I was like, wow, yeah, like Guchan Muma Oli. She's like, here's your sword, here's right? And so that reminds me of like Toko Husho, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hand or here it is, and things like that. So, you know, I thought that she was really good, and I mean, there are certain things that she did that did a little annoy me a little bit. You know, the Shima overall, I was like, wow, good. Like Guchan's no longer by himself, and his Husho is right there with him. So that Nitili Shalot,
yeah. I thought that she was very intuitive. Like she kind of knew when he needed help and kind of knew when she needed to step. Sometimes she overstepped it a little bit, right? But I thought that she was a Husho for reals. You know?
And I think how she naturally just kind of came into that role, right? Because at first she just wanted to help him, or you know, to help him with the case. But I appreciate
let's be real, they forced her.
Yeah, they did. But I appreciate how along the way he kind of like started to guide her, started to teach her how you know, she can help him. And obviously like or shamans, that's kind of how you guys do it, right? You have to teach your husho to like help you too. So that was really interesting.
And like the trust that they had with each other, right? Like you have to trust your husha and you have to trust what the shaman is telling you too, right?
Yes.
So I saw that a lot.
Oh, very insightful, ladies. Very good.
Okay, and then since she was so helpful to him, what did you think on her being able to hear spirits?
That's very good. You know, a lot of people would tell me that spiritually gifted, like Sanggang, then it's hard. Or Lochibona, and then you have to tell them, like, do this and mohono, olinono, right? And so some people would tell me that they would prefer it if Letuhusho is an actual shaman also. And why is that? Because they can hear, they can see, they can feel, and then they can help you that much more. And if you're in trouble, they can use their guides to help you now too, right? And then so with her being spiritually gifted, that's automatically what I thought. Like, okay, and then but she's like, you know, spiritually gifted out here too. So she can hear things and because can you imagine if she didn't have any ability? So I thought that was really good. And for whatever that we're equipped with, we're like super mighty, powerful, right? But then out here, we're normal beings only. So then the heavens have actually blessed us to kind of like heighten some of our senses. So for Sanggang, it was her hearing, right? So she was able to hear spirits. Other shamans can be like, you know, clairvoyance, when they just know things, or like it's like second nature. Others can see spirits. Other people actually have told me that they can like almost like taste it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Or like they know that a spirit is close. Or sometimes like they feel like they can or they can smell. They can smell yeah. So,
but can you have more than one?
Yes. So whatever it is that the heavens blessed you with, it doesn't mean that if you have 3, then you're a stronger shaman or a better shaman.
No.
Sorry. It just means that the heavens said, hey, let me heighten more for you, and you're equipped with this. And so Tenen can have one or all or whatever combination. But we need that because being regular listeners, so we need that so that we can protect ourselves, so that we're aware and we can still protect ourselves even while we're and not in doing.
That's very interesting.
The 5 senses for you.
Yeah. Well, the taste one, that one is weird. The smell, I guess I can get it, but because right? But the taste, I don't.
Yeah, sometimes if they're going through a lot of things, they would tell me like, or like if they're being taunted, they would tell me that the taste of blood on the back of the khotoran, then they know that the spirit's going to come after them. Yeah, a shaman did say that to me once. Well, because I'm one in Connie, right? So then he was telling me his experiences, and fun stuff, people.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, then with Guchon being able to have with him having some sights, because that's his gift, right? He actually sees, right? Because I believe you've talked about it before too, that not all shamans are able to right? And so I believe that's like his ability. And then with Nutuhusha, she can hear, right? But then
he could hear too.
Oh yeah, he has like pretty much like almost all the 5 senses, I guess. And then I see that it's really interesting how when Guchon like prepares himself like to go into the underworld, I'm curious to see or curious to know, like for Hmong shamans, or at least for you, when you are preparing to, ordain, or when you go into the other side, like what's the differences for you?
I took notes, remember? So, the first one is like to being into Shando Yengna, or the underworld, we don't really, put a rope on our neck and jump in a pond, right? So, the normal we put on our uniforms or our clothes, usually Hmong, some is different, but we put on Hmong and then we bench and then and then we go. So we just go that way. Like we don't have to be in a life-threatening situation to be able to go into the underworld. So that's definitely the first one. And then the second one, like when we prepare for a battle, or whoever that's trying to attack us, we don't have to blood. And then, mon chat like daggers or swords, and then to activate it. And you see me on before like yes. You don't see me go, oh, who should like give me a knife, right? So we don't do that either. I mean, I've heard of like other people, especially like or like or like they do that. You to draw blood and use all other things, but majority of big shamans we don't do that.
It'd be fun to see you go choke it.
Yeah, in our culture we're more humble and so like to me I feel like that's for show, right?
It is.
I mean it's dramatic and it's great for a movie, but I think for Hmong culture it's like, okay, you're trying to show off now. Like, do you really have to do kung fu right now?
Flying across the room.
By the way, kung fu, right? Lu shuo or
sure.
Did you guys know that?
No
vocabulary for you.
Sing.
So
I'm gonna sign my daughter up for sing soon too.
So the third one is, how whenever Guchon's fighting, he's always by himself. And for that's not true. We always, and I mean always, have or our spiritual guides with us. So if it was me in there, I mean, if I choose to, I can battle just me and Toda, just us two. But, come on, I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. So what I do is, so my spiritual guides are the ones who's actually handling the spirit now. And I'm over here like the big boss. I'm just kidding. But
I picture like those mafia movies, Chinese or Asian, right?
And I'm like, you go.
Yes, and they put your troop one day and God, they're the last one,
It took me a while to learn that, actually. In the beginning, I thought I had to do everything myself and I had to lead. And
your guys are like, yeah, mom, you do it.
No, they're like on alert and like ready, like this.
They're ready.
But Cochitila, so they're just kind of like waiting because think about like as soldiers, right? They won't do anything without any order, right? So goyochu mo call no order do this. Then so after a while, I was like, oh, okay, I can get the hang of this. I'll just sit back over here, okay? So we're never alone. And because they're spiritual guys, they're like 1,000 times stronger than me. So why would I?
That's true.
And they have unlimited energy where they can just respawn. Okay, it might take them 3 seconds or maybe a second, and it may take me 30 minutes, right? So then, so if you're a new shaman, take this as a suggestion, and also from someone who has learned it the hard way. Not you. So those are the main three.
Okay. Well, then we talked about the differences. What about the similarities?
I actually want to applaud our audience. A lot of you reached out to me and got this correctly. So they're like, hey, Golishi, Peach Trina, don't we believe in that too? And it's true. So, Mona, we do believe that okay, peach trees not being she to actually till this day we still use it. So you have the we still use this. In fact, like not too long ago, I mean sadly, it's nearing her end, so a lot of spirits around us, so talk so then I go law, in my backyard.
You're like, tortlala, okay.
I got it.
Don't worry, I'll come prepared. You don't need to prepare anything at all. So, called tree branch. Then mà lòng blow nó đầu chỉ tan đầu lâu nó chỉ mà more called branch tied either to the front door or for her because then I did tie it to like in front of her door, her bedroom door. But yeah, so that's very true, audience. Very good. We still do that till this day.
And anyone could use it, right? It doesn't have to be itu shaman.
Oh yeah. A lot of time I think that people just prefer being a shaman because they know that we're gifted.
Yeah, I know I do. Because you touched it.
Yeah, I was going to try.
I have a peach tree too. Susan, can you come over?
And even sometimes like, and then I go and I was like, wait, they have all these stuff already. Like, why did they call me, right? And so I know that's like, still
fresh.
new. Yeah. And then so they would still call me because, we just think about it. Like they feel like I'm the expert. That's my field. And right? So let's like up more on the end like gifted but me because I see and I know I'm like, oh no, you get out, like I'm gonna stay here until like you get it, right? So that's why I prefer. And not only that, like even just hoping also 有個冇用到就係啲巴就前攞前走了就don't 6, 7, 8 of them 用到咯 like 你播得過多呢 they'll skip all of them and come straight to me means like 個巴hoping and I was like there's 8 of them over there.
But do you think they do that out of respect for you, or is it because kayo tuloa or what is the reason?
And this is solely my opinion because I can't read her mind, so I'm not sure, but I think it's the respect for a shaman. I don't think it's that because because they would much rather if you talk about it like that.
That's true.
Because the law automatically gets that respect. And also they feel that so I think they feel like which is an additional layer so probably she would be better than to Tzilano or something like that.
See, that's the thing, the additional layer that you said, right? Like I could go to the backyard and get my peach tree and like do whatever I need to do, but with you it's additional layer. And then I feel like if I'm not confident in what I'm doing, the thing will know. It's like, she need right?
Like, why are you waiting to see my face?
And then like I ain't going nowhere, so like that's why like I think a lot of people agree with me. Right? We prefer to call someone like you. I call you, but to come do it,
You said something very, very accurate and very important. Everybody, please listen up. Is that blow or no she blow and blow. That's enough. You have to be confident. Go to confident. Go to show no fear and your heart. Because if not, if it's a itu die pay or they will taunt you afterwards.
Oh my god!
So you have to okay? So I want to empower you all to do it. Just remember that to be confident, because with spirits, they feel, they see, they know. So you have to be confident. If you're not, just think about it. They're going to be like, no, right? But no. See, so that's more that demand or command. So you have the name blow Jalen please be confident.
You softly like
please.
For sure that's not gonna work.
So
we're learning a lot.
I'll be calling you all the time. I still will continue to call you. That's
I will
more accurate. Okay, so going back to the movie.
We always get sidetracked.
I know, we do. We definitely do. But what are some of the similarities and differences in dealing with a bad spirit?
Okay. So when you're dealing with bad spirits in the other world, like normally, we deal with it ourselves or our spiritual guides. And Guchan, well, he's alone. And so we never, and I mean never, like make a deal with a monster to help us deal with another monster. Like,
I saw that too.
No, don't do it, people. And so I don't want to sidetrack, but I'm going to give you a story.
I love stories.
And so, even back then, in the 80s and 90s, where, this shaman did do that. And so he went and made promise, and I'm not going to name what bad spirit, but he made promise, and they were loyal. So that, because he felt like his spiritual guides and him, they weren't strong enough to deal with some of the cases that the clients were bringing to him, right? And so he went and made a promise to this bad spirit, and then so he borrowed their energy. But after that, he turned wicked. He turned like Momo, and then altogether he kind of passed away. So so being broken the so people don't. Whatever that you're equipped with, but it's you have to remember meaning whatever your duty is and whatever you're equipped with, like just stick with that. Don't try to go beyond it. Don't be power hungry. Don't be too greedy. Like whatever. Stick to it, because that's what they want you to do. Right?
Yeah.
If they a teacher and you want to be, I don't know, a lawyer, and
you gotta follow your dreams, though. You gotta follow it, though.
As humans.
Yes.
But in the other world, it's pretty set. You can't.
But then my curiosity is, why did he eventually pass away? Is it because the bad spirit that he made the deal with is like, okay, yeah, here it is, but his ultimate motive is to like get him? I don't know.
Well, with Guchan, right, he was like, okay, let me, borrow some of your power. You can have some of my energy, or you can have my life, basically. So then this guy, and then so the took him over, because he was like, I will serve you if you allow me to borrow your power and be strong. And yes, he was strong for a year or two. But after that, remember, they're evil. They're not going to be just and like, okay, I'll give you some of my power for free. And then now you go back and live your merry life and be happy. No, they're going to be like, okay, he's serving me now. I'm going to take control of him. Right? So then that's what happens. So that's why as shamans, we never do that.
But in the movie, he had a chain. So the bad spirit did chain him.
We will never know.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why that's a really big no-no, and we never do that. And as shamans, they see us as like, we're there to fight for justice, right? So making deal with like a bad, resentful, or evil spirit or monster just to borrow their spirit to kill him, like it just doesn't make sense. So please never do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have another story. And this is about
you can tell us stories all day.
So, remember I was telling you guys, like, the first 2-3 years of my journey, especially the first 3 years, was like it was all for me. It was just like all testing things and unsure of things. Well, anyways, remember I was getting taunted a lot, right? So but then I was still getting taunted. And then Indoma, it's like instead of once a week, it's like 2-3 times this week, right? Or so. And then so I got really upset, and I was like, I remember I was still going to school. I was, working, and you can't sleep. So I'm, cranky, I'm upset, and I'm like, what can I do to stop this? So it happened so much, and it started happening more and more often. So I just started telling my like, any spirit, like, I am tired of this, and I think we're too nice. And I was like, oh, like, please don't do this. I don't want to, like, unalive you. I don't want to abolish you. Like, and then, like, and then they just kept on coming. So I got fed up, and I was like, and then I did that so often that, let's just say I got on some people's radar, and
Wait,
some
people
spirits,
or-
some
okay,
spirits
okay.
radar, some people in the spirits world.
The spirit community, what you were well known.
Yes, and not only that, like Yashahio or the deities too. But anyhow, and then so all of a sudden there was this flux and like, don't hang on. I was just like, okay, like. At first, it was like, eat all at a time. So, like, what is this? 10, 20, 50? Like, what's going on? So, to save you all from a very long story is that I was doing that so often, like, unlive, that the word been around that if you're a wandering spirit or that if you need help, just go to her. And then once she, exterminate you, then you just go where you need to be, and that you're no longer suffering or going through like the dream.
They're smart.
Yeah, they're smart. So then they figure it out. And then after a while, I was just like, wait, this is not common anymore. At first, 2, 3, maybe 5. 50? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
and then, and they're not even like a normal, a tongwei, like kind of hang, right?
Yeah.
Or like, at least, like, in my opinion, like middle to like better one. These were like really weak spirits. I was like, really? You? Like, really? It's like a 1-year-old trying to throw like one of its soft toys at you, like, I'm gonna hurt you, right? And I was just like, what is this? And then when I finally caught on, I was like, man, they know. And then so after that, I had
so funny.
right?
Like, we heard that you're sending people.
They just pop it. They're like, okay, do your thing. I'm ready.
No, some of them did. Like they would like show up and they'd go ball and they'd be like, I'm not even going to do anything to you because like I'm afraid of you, but can you just like, unalive me because I need to go where I need to go? And I'm like, okay, definitely. The word is out.
That is so funny.
So that was that was the third year. And so I had to tell my spiritual guys, like, okay, we need to stop because at first we we're trying to get them to not come and stay away from me, but now we're attracting so many of them.
Yeah.
And then so after I was like, yeah, go away. You're not getting what you came here for. So it eventually went away and died down. And needless to say, I've been doing it for such a long time that I don't get taunted anymore, unless I'm doing like a crazy heavy nang
Sure,
da.
yeah.
But if I don't, then I don't.
But then it's not
taunted.
even like, because you're so seasoned now, when they come, they don't really taunt you, right? They talk to you and say like, oh, you're going to go do this thing. I know you're going to do it. Like, don't do it or something, right?
Usually they don't, but every now and then I still get it, especially like
包不要.
叫吃饱或者牛肉 like or like it's just a very resentful spirit or so that every now and then I still get that too, but yeah, it's not often anymore.
That's good. You
Fun.
did it all already. They're like, she knows.
I kind of have a reputation.
Okay, so that was some of like the differences. What about similarities?
Okay.
I love that Panya always pulls us back in.
I know.
We always go so hard.
Topic, okay.
Is it about East Palace anymore? Some of the similarities is I felt that the movie did a really good job at portraying this, where they said if you don't know the identity of the spirit now, you can't, remove it, right? And so I dealt with this like plenty of times where sometimes like, Beito, Dono, Toito, Dachacho, or something, right? So I was like, okay, easy enough. This is an easy case. It's all right, right? And then when I go in there, I'm like, oh my God, it's not even a water spirit, right? Even though Goshaye, and she portrays herself as one. And so there's this one case for you.
Oh, thank you.
Right? But when I went in, I was like, oh my God, she's not a dachacho. And so I was like, what? Like, I can't, unalive her. I can't hurt her. And like, just like the movie where like, respawn right away. And I'm like, okay, man, this is the fake one. So I have to look for the real body, right? The real spirit, because that was happening to Guchon too. And also, like, she's not a water spirit, because water spirits are not this skillful.
Yeah.
So I had to redo, I think on the spot, like what you said.
Yeah.
And then I finally figured out where she wasn't a water spirit. She knew because she's been around for a long time, but she was a resentful spirit. And that not all like, and it was like 80 years ago, like then they all like how she was dressed and or longer actually. But so then she finally admitted and told me that she was a lingering spirit. Because then do abusive fiance or boyfriend so what he did was he actually took her alive and then threw her in the ditch. So then every day. So then so technically she portrayed herself as a water spirit because in the condition water. And then instead of being a Korana, it went to a full-blown high-blown do. And then not only for her and him, but which was high-blown do for her and her boyfriend.
Oh, so that she feels better so she can let go.
And so that she can actually go. Because she's lingering because they did her wrong. And so,
But she needed to get him so that God tell him on nature new to go cool new.
She didn't think that far. And besides, yeah.
It's harder for them, right? I think,
Yeah, and then the second one is that exactly what Guchan was doing too. It's like try to call out or try to not even just like that, but it can also be like a living person's soul, right? Or or if they're a resentful spirit and they will not let go, I have to knock some sense into her. Like you need to quit this because you're just really hurting yourself because this person doesn't even care about you. And he was trying to knock some sense into her, like let go. Why are you doing this, right? So, but we do a lot of that actually, where we have to make the spirit realize that this is not good for them, and so that they can move on.
Yeah, that reminds me of the scene of like all the maids, right? Of like them finally like releasing like their resentment, and then they return to normal, and then they kind of like.
That was really sad.
That was really sad. But then I was like, good job for him because he really didn't want to eliminate them, right? But so he wanted them to realize that, that, and then, they'll get what's coming. So just go,
Yes, that's a very, very good example. Where earlier what I said too, where it's like, we're here to help Nena and please let go because but please let go so that you can be peaceful now and that you can move on because this is not worth it. So we do that a lot.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, that was a really good example actually. Yes. It made me sad again. But I know this and we talked about it so many times, but again, do curses exist in families?
Ooh, do they? Well, since you know that we don't have to answer this question.
She will teach us for this one.
So yes. Family curses really, really, really does exist. Like growing up with but having cases and I have to go deal with it, it really does exist. And, I have to share stories, right?
Yes.
So why do I believe in it now? There's plenty of cases and stories, but I'll choose this one where their great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, he was very wealthy, powerful, still in China. And so he was just a horrible, mean leader. And he, took a lot of lives. He, like if he liked someone's wife, he'll just like, by the way, you're no longer married to her. And if he wants someone's land, he's like, just so you know, this is my land now. And if they protested, because he's this like very like big, strong guy too, that he would just go and take their lives. So everybody was so afraid of him. And then so many of the villagers like started cursing him, like, but he's blinded. And things like that, right?
Greed too.
The greed too, yeah. And by the way, he was already filthy rich.
I know. But those people, nothing is enough. Yeah.
And so, what happened was like, like a lot of bad things happened to them. And it's like negative and like, okay, and 3 days later, like, it was just like things that, because they were born into it, they thought it was normal.
Yeah.
But once they started talking to other people, they're like, how like go alteration though like 3 times a week, not like you need to like go get shy or something, or not only that, or like they always get scammed, or just like stuff that always happens to right? And then so oh, you know, you guys had a grandpa, you know, no, so like to jaw or back of dinner the no yin no to low chat in so he's like to young the yin no no your boy it's not into task so you know the your boy your tat there to your gong bu to your short day pain so so come on call and everything so your shoe nya chap blow like your shoe my nya chap and everybody that to on do sometimes chica da to on because it was just way too heavy. And for us shamans, if your energy, your negative energy is too heavy, it's like and then that they change it watch what we need to do. And sometimes it even blocks us where like showing you well, you know, we live in the valley, right? And it's in the fog.
It's pitch black.
Black. Or sometimes like you bought it. Come on, just like fog. Exactly fog. So then how you it's just a lot easier. It's clear. It's a clear day. So some shamans actually banned them. Even like a regular or
because it's so dark and I see. Sure.
Like 10 times were compared to like a normal. So anyhow, they're a lot better now. And at first, like they weren't even sure if it worked or not. But you know, just thought after they're like, wow, what did you guys do? Sheila, right? And then so because they weren't sure because so that's one case. And then you know I have another case where and she's like educated, successful, she's just great. But or successful in his career, he normally passes away within 3 years.
Oh, dang.
Like Tony reach success. And then so they knew something was wrong, but a regular call or something. And then because call they had like a daughter that just passed away 2 years ago. And then they had a son that and then so all that happened within like 3 years, right? So like call one of their kid like just a regular fixer me upper. And then so I say regular, but it's not.
I know.
Ever regular. And then so and then so like hey, you guys have a curse in the family now. And you have the of course it has to be another time because there's no way that I can do that on the same day. And then so but because I mean there's a lot of clan members and then so because well they were the ones losing sons and people so the majority like like unfortunately about like 4 or 5 years later pharmacist and then he actually also.
Oh my god.
So
and the reason why they make the successful people pass is so that or is it that you have to fix it, so I'm gonna take this one or like what, why?
Well, it depends on the case, but for this case, which means that because so that's why you know I had an uncle we always joke and said you talk you like that so he's like stay dumb inside like don't so like we would always joke and laugh about that but it's really true. So có yêu tụ nó tụ hay tàu có yêu tụ nó sử có yêu tụ hay long tụ rong đua or tàu đua jay đua whatever that you want to say, and you stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And normally the ancestors come for you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, come for you. Even though they're gonna come for you because
Yeah, I remember our just our friend conversation where we're like, we'll just stay dumb and then we're girls, so thank goodness, right? Because girls get away with it because right? Or but the boys, if you're born into it, if you're smart, you better watch out.
You're stuck.
They're like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, wait. Okay, with us saying this, we're actually we're joking, but we're really saying fix it so that you tell me they'll be like Hmong Insights told us to be like this.
We're not gonna go to school, we're not gonna work,
we're gonna stay dumb.
Yes, we're gonna stay dumb so they don't come for us.
But with that, I was curious, why can't that family fix at least their family? It's okay.
You want me to call people out? Well, because cheaper. It's a lot of things to because so nobody knows who I'm talking about who also, but because you have to go call a zone like this, I don't want to do it. So like your law, just silent it up. Yeah.
Oh, because you got called in everyone zone the family zone.
Yeah, because when you're drawn, you had the low ball or low yo, so it's like what 8 generations on top.
Okay.
Yeah. So go call 8 generations ke should in your zone you have to like obviously and then they still get the bulk of the negative energy. This shima you call the that's and then all on because you go call on it's like for like think about like 3 paths, right? So let's say all call and they go take care of one negative energy, so call on again. Now they're gonna get the like heavy load now.
Yeah, because that path is blocked. Yeah. So the water goes into those. Yeah.
So then that means that that's not do more than you have to call a not more worse things are gonna happen. Actually, I have a story for this too.
I love it.
So lấy cho thời lắm mỗi tu ở tu giờ chỉ tu giờ phải hàng hỏi tu giờ rong này yo. And then so what happened is no lấy tu giờ phải pain though like again tu toàn he was just evil also. And then so all chỉ muốn nói more tấm bằng lắm. And then so I'm not gonna go too much into details because this is what I want to talk about or concentrate on. So là ít cho call hỏi ít cho chỉ call. So like y'all call my like just like blow I forgot like just the vast majority of them like call, right? And I think I spoke about this in the ancestors episode, but so what happens is everybody now like be chung how like you do be or hollow like you do inside be gun hollow job all being here what you call majority of them actually passed away. Yeah, passed away or not like y'all live now no like don't them hang because what it that behind all call pass now block like you call pass now block it
where it goes. Yeah.
So that's the second reason that go feel there like cho nó cho all feel there chỉ công sẽ chỉ have big call chỉ so in zone上面去 or 比较多嘛 in zone 来的是嘛老路错的like 要去 call 着了哈以换机的们 cause 更重要 this curse is so severe that 要了一度都称它我真接了你假设了了都没见了 so can you imagine 要的了真call and it 这般了天啊 more worse things that are going to happen. So I think that's the ultimately the deciding factor. Yeah.
So then is there any other way to like deal with that?
And you need to go pray there. Think that like that'll help, right? Actually, it doesn't because they don't care your religion. They trace your DNA or blood. Yeah, so they'll find you eventually.
Yeah. So, okay, now we diverge a lot. I'll go back to the. So, in the movie, right? This was what freaked me out because Guchan and Sangang were they were walking together, and she goes, "Oh, you see things?" And he goes, "Yeah, I see like over there." Oh, that freaked me out. But like when there are a lot of tragedies that happen there, I know that right? Like, do you feel the need, or are you required to fix that area or fix whoever's lingering there?
So, almost 18 years, I paid my dues. I'm not required to do anything at all anymore, unless a deity calls upon me, and then I'm like, I'm right on it. Sure. Or a land guardian comes, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to help you.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. So, because I feel that it's my duty, I do that.
Oh, okay.
So yo te como certain places, like for example, this, let me talk about this, where sometimes like Gomona and someone tells me, or como bola, and like more car accidents all the time in like this specific area. And then not only that, not only car accidents, but also like a life is always lost during, like, even if it's just like a render or like what is it, like
fender bender.
Thank you. So like she passed away, hospital passed away, so there's this infamous area that was doing that a lot. And then so when I had the time, I actually went and cleared it. And go Tomona, so go to Gomona and go Kanajay Danza too, by the way. But Gomona, and there were so many spirits and souls there.
Just lingering there.
Because Chelo, she don't get good ball, she don't may not here, but like just so many like kind of roll down, like, oh, we don't know what to do, we're just stuck here. So they were just like gathering up. So that's why I was watching, because those people are kind of like, those spirits are kind of like, okay, let's try to get another one because they're lonely, they're bored, right? And then so como clear, and then I had to send all of them off, right? And by the way, that's a lot of work. It was like, oh my gosh,
so many years too, right?
I lost count after 30. There's so many of them. And then so go to call and then go sell off that, and then I have to come back and I have to install her place, make it like nice and pretty, no dents or nothing. And then I have to get the land guardians to like make sure, like, I need you guys to watch this hot spot. Like, this is not cool. Then after that, a few years later, people started, I started hearing like talks, and they're like, like tired, whatever, we seen that, but like Jimoning passed away, and I'm over here like, no. Yeah, so I'm not required, but I do take care of it. Or even like I went to Paris, and because Paris is very old, there's dungeons and things like that. And then when I went and I saw a few spirits are so then yes, go
have you been to Alcatraz?
No,
just kidding. Okay,
no,
Paris.
I mean, like, go but I block myself, and I'm like, no, thank you. So I had to send them also. So you have to go more, and I feel like it, then I do clear it for the spirits' sake, and also the living too, right? Because the lingering, like they kind of allure other humans to mundano, and not only that, like they cause accidents or things like that. So it is my duty, and then I still do it.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I was like, that reminds me, because I have personally brought this up to Susan before. Can I share? But yeah, because I noticed that there's this place in particular, I'm not going to specify, but I was like, I noticed something happens every year at this place. And so, kind of put it on your radar. And then this year, I do notice that I have not heard news about it. It doesn't show up on the news anymore. I was like, wow.
We're going to have to talk about this offline. I need to know.
So, just to be clear, I did do something.
Yes. And so that's just proof proof that yes, you do something, especially in such areas that a lot of that stuff happen and it's not I don't even know if people notice that it's not happening anymore, but I do, and so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm always doing something behind the scenes. So I may look like I'm just talking to you, but I'm always doing something.
Yeah, that is for sure 100% true. Like, even just in our normal lives, like we're going to hang out or something, there's a lot of things that she does behind the back, to make it happen. So that is 100% true. Not just spiritual. In the real world, too, she does it, too.
Yes, and that's why I feel so honored to know you. And for the humankind, for us to have you to do so much work for us. And basically, Paula, we ultimately dig it in now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, kind of.
Yes. But then going back to, the drama once again, I was curious because you have taken on so many cases. Go Ning ritual, like, are similar to like Gu Chang, or the main guy, where he goes in there and then something was not what he thought it would be. Do you also experience that, like, where when you take on a case and so actually it wasn't what you thought it was?
Oh, yes.
That's very interesting.
Especially when it involves a spirit or a resentful
Sure,
spirit.
yeah.
And like or spiritual readings, we see anywhere from 60 to 75. If it's an easy case, maybe 80% of the story or situation only. And then it's not until once is when you see 90, if not 100% of the situation, and then that's when you know. And sometimes you and it's like, oh, this is such an easy case, like more high end game, more then I go in there, I'm like, oh my god,
there's two big monsters over there.
Yeah, it's like this was just a little minion, like I have to deal with like that over there. And so sometimes, like, that's why and then people will be like, hey, so like, how come this like turn into this like heavy, heavy and I'm like, trust me, people, like, I don't ever choose this. Or sometimes they have to go buy more. I was like, I would just tell you to and we're done, okay? And like, do you want this done or not? Like, I need to finish the job, right? So then that's why. Sometimes I go in there and I'm like, oh my god. And there's been plenty of cases, right? Or I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, she's a living human a long time ago. Or sometimes it's like, you to pass away soon, or it was like all the time, the whole time. And I'm like, man, I was not ready to battle today. I thought I was just gonna go in like, but nope, it wasn't even her. So all the time. And then with that being said, it means that we have to be light on our feet, and we have to think on the spot, because I can't go, okay, right? It's like so you have to react quick, and you have to know your stuff, and you have to be confident when you're dealing with spirits, because if not, and if it's a resentful spirit, they are so smart, by the way. Remember, in Shandoyan, they can feel you. So dealing with a resentful spirit, they will use your fears, they will use your worries, anything that burdens your heart, that resentful spirit will like use that against you. Let's say you're afraid of spiders, she will throw spiders at you.
Like in the scene where Guchan, it's his mom, right?
Yes.
They kept using his mom against him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we go through. And then in the past, where like a resentful spirits, say like a pain. And when we say resentful spirits, like some people feel like it's like a monster or a demon or whatever. Sometimes it can be like an ex-spouse, right? And or she she came itu pass away. So it doesn't always have to be like something scary or whatever. And then so there's plenty of times where mo just nang da lo mo on nang na and lo mo to really resentful to down on it pain and then to nang that in particular that I'm talking about no he lost his mom recently. So lo shi nu nia lo kong nu na. And then so what happened was he had to because he was so emotional. By the way, so I don't recall how long, but it was very recent. And so he was crying, and then he couldn't down because it was his mom now, coming at him, and he couldn't hurt her.
Right.
Needless to say, he got hurt really bad. And then he was experiencing a lot of issues, aches and pains, a lot of taunting, of course. And the whole time he kept on telling me it was his mom's voice, but taunting him. So yes, call other shamans too.
Yeah.
So you just got to be ready. You just have to be ready.
Going back to the movie. In the movie, Gu Chan was using, the maids, their bones and stuff to like grind it, to go back to them. Do you have to use like some of their belongings in order to, or to send them to the afterlife?
Can you imagine that if I have to move cones on and then
Oh my God, yeah. Well, Hmong coach
Hmong, we don't do that. Well, a lot of cultures don't, but they just do because they have to, or that's why some scientists like people cones on and then the people get upset at them. Yeah. And also the scientists or anthropologists, like they get sick and things like that. Well, you're not supposed to.
Right. The Egyptians.
Yeah. Especially the Egyptians. Okay, so going back.
Sorry. We like to go on tangents.
It's a lot of great information, people. You never know what you're going to learn with us. So it's easier and better because you can channel. So like if someone says, "Oh, can you find my lost dog?" but they're not describing it, you don't know how it looks like. It's harder, right?
Yeah.
But if they show you a picture like this is my lost dog, then you're like, "Oh, it's easier." So I tend to use it more as that. But you have to anything. No, you can still totally do it. You can still channel, the spirit, and then you mapala because in these cases, it's like let's say right? Or whatever. Or you have to either do pass away the shima learn sako you don't or you have to let more a piece of clothing or bones or anything like that. We can still definitely do it, no worries.
That's very good.
Yeah. So bitch, you need to on it.
Okay, so then how do you or shamans determine that that spirit is the spirit that you're trying to help?
Oh, okay. So like every shaman kind of have their own like style and flavor, and also not every kind of different too, right? So for me, even without bones and picture what I personally do is I check their bloodline or kind of like DNA.
Forensics.
Right up your alley. Yeah. So then like sometimes you call by the way, this has happened where talk one call so I was just like, okay, call okay, great. And then one of the boss said, big call every year and I said,
they keep fixing the wrong grandpa.
And I said, what? Because normally you just fix once your lifetime. Like you don't call every year.
Yeah.
And then so they were fixing the wrong grandpa.
Wow.
That grandpa was like, thank you.
In fact, it wasn't even their grandpa. Because
so
same last name. But because so when I spoke to that bear, they're close to their real grandpa too. So not like the others.
Everyone around them
They're like, oh, Jordan.
He's like, yes, again this year. And so when I went, and then I was like, okay, so but because like all the time, and they need to fix because I was like something crazy like that. And then it was so funny because after we talked, the grandma was like, even though
that's so funny.
Yeah, because at a old refugee camp. E la mo bearing the show. Don't say lo to mo chalky like mom bo mo chilo nyo li uni no ki like your grandpa's chinya na.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to my story. And then so to mo call on ki what I did was go make sure had the grandpa no yo lo cha te yon DNA. So then after I called that I saw the ball like later on in the pod. And what happened was like every year.
Was it because he was the last grandpa?
Well, there was only two of them.
Fix everyone in that graveyard already.
And you know, their grandma actually told me that this is what she said to me. Like he's very talkative vocal. Their grandpa, he's more quiet and mellow. So with them, so I was like joking with the grandma. Yeah, and then their names was like similar too.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly the same, but it was very similar. I was like, I understand how that mistake can, happen. Because the other one's too mellow and quiet.
Yeah.
So DNA testing. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Okay, and then with Janinka, or while you're in the spirit world, do you, similar to Guchan, he uses a lot of his yin and yang energy, and they kind of suck that from him. And right?
Yeah.
Does that also happen with shamans when they go in there? Do they lose a lot of energy? Yeah.
So the writers definitely did their homework.
Yeah.
Because that does exist. So we do use a lot of our energy too. So Shando Yingma, like more of the yin energy, right? So and as humans we have all. And so toko no ya dineng lo go mo ho go yin mo ko a short energy, right? And that's the yang energy, right? So so the longer that it is and the more heavy the case is, then it does take a toll on you. So let me take it back. If it's a heavy case, so then you also you shot then let's say a light nangnam, and it took me 5 hours, right? So
I got you.
So
It's not the length.
Yeah. It's the load.
Yeah. Okay.
So you auto no to in fact when and my master would come and after and she'll tell me, so we would actually chop or give her energy so that my master would be okay. And I'm a master shaman. I have some students too. So I actually give them energy. But because I'm a master shaman, sometimes I don't even tell them. I just send it to them, right? I mean, come on, 20 years. I take shortcuts now, right? So that does happen. He doesn't want to talk, or she's really tired and things like that. Because a lot of her energy has been depleted.
Yeah.
So that's very, very accurate.
Yeah, like 본인 정리는
So leave shamans alone after a ritual.
Yes, don't talk to me. Not anymore. But I have a long line of ladies
Oh yeah.
And but like for 2-3 hours I'm still thankfully not anymore.
Yeah. And I want to keep this episode very scary, right? So
right ahead.
What is the difference between, or is it different from goku itu normal spirit versus itu bad or resentful spirit?
Yeah. So normal spirit, like they tend to listen to you more. Take a high low, you walk a high ten, your resentful spirit or a key or sometimes they like right? Like he's trying to get through to them, but they're not listening to you.
Yeah.
So you have to shake them, you have to scare them, you have to overpower them to make them listen to you so that you can finally do what you're there to do. And resentful spirits, you're a lot more happier, you're more willing to cooperate, right? And then when you're upset, it's like, don't talk.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like that. And then again, the resentful spirits, because they really want you to leave them alone, or like they just try to scare the bejesus out of you. Like they will use anything in their power, all your fears. They will try to, instead of one, they have 40 of them now trying to scare you.
Yeah.
So resentful spirits are a lot harder than a normal spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. And they taunt you too, right? Like,
Yes.
before and during the name, or when do they taunt you?
Okay, but it's nang na ma yin sha kan go na. So to ne yo to be on nang so before. Do to taunt be la.
Oh, because they know that you're gonna go do something.
Yep. And then during ta nang, they'll be like, no, you ain't separating me, right? And then so they're doing everything in their power. And then after be on nang be lo chena, it can be that night or days after or weeks, they're still taunting us because they're like, oh, why did you do this? Now I can't find him. I can't find her. So my answer to you is before, during, after.
Oh, dang. But like, didn't you send them off already? Why are they still there to taunt you?
Ko send la off the shima la ilusia chicho can killer da kala or in the and then la how da kamo.
Oh.
And then so, but
They want to have the last word or something. Yeah.
Sometimes they da ka chua minji, right? Like, oh, I can't believe like upla la titelo like that.
Oh, okay.
And so but for me nowadays, when they come back after, it's more of saying like, oh, is this really it? Instead of and like, are you sure I can't really go back with him? Instead of like before, we're like, oh, like this is for real. Yeah. And then we battle again. So I don't really do that anymore because, in the day, but every now and then I still get it. Every now and then I still get it. Yeah. Fun stuff.
And then just going back to the movie again. So in the scene where the evil shaman used his guardian to fight Guchon, right? And then eventually he got injured by another thing in the world, that little thing that was following Guchon.
Yeah.
Turned into a beast and then, beat him up. And then the evil shaman out here got really injured. Like for shamans, like for your guys, like if your guys get injured, like do you guys get hurt or like what happens in that process?
Yes, that's very accurate. So the your guides get injured or and they get hurt, you actually hurt out here too. Oh. So if you're still in your trance, you may not feel it. Usually you do though, but some people don't feel it yet. But 1,000%, once you get off your bench, you're no longer in trance, you will feel it. And I understand why the heavens created it that way. So you have to because you're hurting. So let's say and then got like, I don't know, sprained its ankle or got its hurt, its feet or something. So and then right away, will start hurting. And then you'll feel like, oh, my ankle is sprained. But how is that possible? I was just sitting the whole time, right? So then it's true. So you see not only do you do king, but your core too, because when they're hurt, you will be hurt also. Physically also.
Yeah.
Not just spiritually.
Wow.
Well, then during that time, then you got bow right then there that your core got hurt. Do you fix them then and there, or do you wait until you come back out here and the to move caller?
Ooh, that's like a 3-layer question right there. So if it's an easy case and because we're talking about that, right? So and go do take her through that, and it's like really easy. I just fix them right then and there. If the spirit is still coming at me, I don't have time to fix them. Like my safety and my other core safety. Like can you imagine they're coming at me with okay, it's all fine. That's not how it happens.
But is he down? Like your guy that injured, is he down or he's just limping and like trying to fight?
It depends on their personality.
Oh, okay.
So if they're like a strong warrior, they're still going to try to fight. And then if they're, let's say, because they have like you have different types too, where you have, let's say, those who are very knowledgeable, like the like everybody watched Pursuit of Jade, right? Where the guy that was strategizing, Oh,
You're going to spoil it for me.
okay. Well, never mind. I was just talking about one character.
She's not gonna watch it. Just say it.
Yeah, so like you might call that are the head or they're strategizing.
Sure.
They come on the warriors and they come on teachers, right? So then it just depends on the personality and then which type of call it is to you. So if they're a warrior, even they don't go down easy, like they'll still try to fight. So you as a shaman have to tell them like, hey, I need you to like back off a little bit and then let's do this because you're going to hurt the group by doing that, right? And so that is your answer. So if I can't do it right then and there, and then once I'm done handling what I'm handling, then I can do it on the same time. Yeah. And it's just too crazy, too hectic, and I don't have time. Then and then I tell to do what they can first, and then that night or whenever, it can be a few days. Normally, I don't go longer than a few weeks because I'm in pain. If they're in pain, I'm in pain. And then so call. So it just depends on the severity and the situation at hand. Yeah.
Wait, can a different shaman or young guides, or it has to be you?
Yes. So typically in our culture, if you have issues with your spiritual guides or you yourself, like, other shamans can too. But typically in our culture, we tend to have our master or the people from the same call. Because, well, you know exactly where to go. And you have similar because some places they may not be able to go.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Sure.
Like if you don't have visa to Vietnam, you can't go there, right? So it's the same thing with shamans.
Okay.
Was when the other shamans people talk color. I'm like, are you sure I'm the right girl for this? Like, I just started, right? It is a lot more complicated to fix other shamans. Yeah.
Okay, and then also in the drama, the main lead, he eventually at some parts, he lost his way, right? He gets lost in the underworld and then he becomes like kind of like a wandering spirit.
Yeah.
For shamans, do they ever get lost in there or can they get lost in there? And what happens if they do?
I think that when you're a new shaman, it can happen. Or the chances of that happening is higher because you're just unsure of yourself. There's just no way that you can get lost. It's like, for 40 years, like there's no way that can get lost. And I think some people do get lost because they don't understand that like your core knows the way and they're not using your core to come back. And, I have stories, right? Which was really funny that they called me because I'm not their master and well, they were just strangers, by the way. So they called me while, this one time, this other time, right? And so, like they called me, go como China, and like, so I was just like, okay, great, call the master. Like, or he keeps calling me. So anyhow, I went because they're all panicking and everything. So Gomora, and all I did was, so I was just like, I should have just done this on speaker, right?
Yeah, can you?
I think so, but it's just that in our culture, it's just very like impolite.
Oh, I see. Because
yeah.
talk
Yeah.
Like just put me on speaker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've done that, like, because sometimes people call me like from North Carolina or something. I've done that, right? Because I'm not getting on flight, but like people know. I mean, they live kind of close, like 10 minutes away from me. So I did go. And Honoluluana, like she was just crying. She was stuck there. I was like, call their master. They're like, the master is here, and then the master doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, I'll just drop everything. I'll come, right? And then so I went. I just burned and just I was like, just take her home. You guys know better. And then so as soon as I said that, and then but her own master was there and she could not help her student. Yeah. So it tends to happen more with and also how you get lost in there is that if you yourself is already spiritually weak and then go or that's very far on the reincarnation path, you know, and then so this happened to you too, and then so I had to so nu mama and then also no nu or that just recently passed also, and then so nu and then so his spirit was stuck in there. So so that's when, you know, Husho, his sons and some of his nephews called me and said, hey, we don't know what's wrong, but only we need you here. And I was like, okay, great, I'll drop everything again. And so I had to call my other clients because, you know, I'm booked for like months. So I told them that, hey, this is an emergency case. So call can you guys kind of wait? And then so luckily they agreed. And then so called the shaman, his soul was like stuck and wandering in there very far because he was already spiritually weak. So then I guess those are the reasons. So your question was, is it possible? It is possible.
You know, in the movie, there was a scene where they were luring people to the well, right?
Yes.
So is that possible? Is that a thing?
Unfortunately, that's very true. It does exist.
You know, it made me think of The Ring right away. Oh my gosh.
I personally don't like wells, especially wells. There's always stories around it. You know? But it's true. Not just wells, right? But sometimes, like when I was in North Carolina and Wisconsin and other places like and sometimes they'll just be like not a cemetery, but and then you know in California we kind of like open. And then like some kids will be playing around it. And I'm like, gosh. Wow, this is very different for a Californian girl. Like I'm not used to this. Not that, but like sometimes como walk and then like let's say at a tree, you know, someone hung themselves there, right, or took their life there, and then so anybody that not do spirit the pink walk call share, they got low depressed, they got low try to eventually do what she did on that tree. And so that happened actually. So and then all of a sudden, I mean, you know, she's a growing teenager, so whatever, right? But then all of a sudden, like for that week, like Nikila like super depressed, and she started having a lot of suicidal thoughts and things like that. And then so and then I was like, hey, did she recently go by herself like at a park or go describe? And then so that, oh yeah, like was studying for school or something, you know, New Ping Molo Park though for about, you know, a few weeks now. And then so I was like, okay. So in other words, the spirit of the Ping lured me back. And so every single time like study or a picnic or no sandwich, whatever, it's herself, she does feel that her symptoms and her emotions get worse, right? So because the spirit then they feel by the way, try to lure other people.
So is it because due to loneliness or like to take their place?
In this particular case, due to loneliness, because the original spirit right? So, she did that because she felt like she was the black sheep of the family, and I think she had like 12 siblings or something like that too, and he had your middle kids now, and then so New Orleans, then they everybody that passed that's what they said to me. And then also so yeah, so yes, it wasn't just a regular fixer me upper. I had to and then go to spirit, and then I had to clear that tree in that area so that it no longer lures other people. After nó tan là nó nhà mà li mo thả đâu là tôi thấy nếu mà cho friends là do mẹ or whatever bị cả nhiều. So là mà thả there like about 5 or 6 years ago. Don't quote me, I don't remember, but like not too long ago, but not like it was like a year or two ago too. That nó nữ friend mẹ nó because họ cái họ there là tôi mua ít tôi đã đại thông nói too. The exact same spot too. Yeah. Yeah. So bây giờ nó nói deal with a lot now.
So then did you deal with all the spirits that she lured or just her?
So I have to. So how we were taught mà basically deal to client here to original spirits. So that's những một sai của bỏ lỡ ở bên lăng project năng kể của những sa all of them. I của nhớ tụi năng ôn năng có chỉ cho tư còn complete na. So của một sai kể yes. Surprisingly, she told me May because của những bỏ tụi tụi đó của những sa tụi main the most. So yeah, của nhớ tụi năng có all the way. Got double everything.
Yeah. And not just that case, right? You almost something come over here. You're like, okay, go your link through, and how am I going to help you, right?
Yes.
Because I do hear you say, hey, go your link through, in the language that I understand, right?
Well, because I'm trying to take care of this person that, took their life on their tree. And then someone's like, well, over here, there's a car accident way over here. And I'm like, okay, stop blocking. Excuse me, sir. I need to deal with this first. So that's why you hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we talk a lot about spirits and, that and stuff. But, and then in the drama, the main lead at one point when she went to the pond and the Idala Monu claw at the pond.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do spirits do that to you? And then does that physically hurt you? Or does it show physically and spiritually?
Yeah, because she had visible marks, right?
Nó nói chị bên yo oko bây giờ anh chạy phẩu lên yo. It does happen. It does happen. You know, so no, yeah. That's mà chỉ có nói sự của những điều đó cases lên nó kia. Okay, so there's this. I'm thinking about this one particular case where, tụi nhà cho người tụi chạy tàu có thể người chỉ tàu lo. Thế giống như like she has an attached spirit and pinch cho nữ li only know them. And then so nó có sai tai, and then it was like so like. Sinister and also like very just like horrible and there's only but pace, right? Yeah. And so and the Goshain Paul was telling me like, oh, the spirit is actually hurting her physically too. So I was like, oh. Of course, I was upset. I was like, no one does that under my nose. But anyways, and so I looked at the mom and I was like, she's like, oh, she like, more like scratches or on her body because they're harming her physically already. So she was like, oh, meaning I'm a woman and they're a woman. So I won't say anything, but I'll just show you. Because, in China, they didn't even want to use the word da. They didn't even want to use nothing. Like, they were speaking code language, and I was just like, lady, like, I don't understand your code language, right? Yeah. And then so she's like, okay, I'll show you. So she told her daughter, I forgot, she was young. I forgot, like 17-ish, maybe around there only. And then and then it had these horrible scratches. And then some of them, like, too small for human hands to order. And like, and take out your scratches. So I was just like, does this hurt? And she's like, oh, mama. I was like, how often does this happen to you? And she was like, ever since a happen. And she's like, I don't know. You don't need to know. She's like, I don't know the frequency, whatever. Happen. So I feel so bad. And like, I had to stop myself from crying because I was like, she is a little kid, right? 17 years old, and she's getting this much. And then so, what they don't do to protect her and then to kind of heal her back also. And I was just like, okay, this is another emergency night because the spirit was getting too close into taking her. Yeah. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, emergency thing. So of course I had to call my other clients like, hey, I call Jason and can I kind of push you back? Like how long? Just a month. And so I went to Onenkonanam, and for her, because she comes from a broken home. So this is the like mom's third marriage, and then she feels lost, and there's a lot of blended family. So that's just really hard overall. And so because she felt like she was ignored, and then so no on that's why and then so I think like or something like that. And she was so depressed and sometimes. And then so when
she attracts more by going there too.
Right. So I wasn't aware of that. And then so she's like, yeah, sometimes I would kind of hurt myself. I was like, girl, okay. So needless to say, I had a very long talk with her. And not only that, I checked in with her for about half a year. Like I would
get you what therapy.
Yes, I need to save this life. So about once a week. I got her personal phone, by the way, and then once a week, like I would call her.
She's lucky because not a lot of people can.
Yeah, she has my personal phone number. Yeah, and then I would check in on her. I'll call her mom. I was like, hey, are you doing this now? So yeah, I had to make sure that this girl is going to make it because spiritually, don't you call her like she's spiritually whole again, but like her mental state and everything was I was just so worried about her.
Yeah.
So 5-6 months, she was good. She graduated high school, went off to college. She's good. Married with kids now. Every now and then, like once a year or twice a year, she calls me. And then we talk. Yeah.
That's really good. But I want to switch a little bit. You know how like right? And a lot of the stories, like the scary stories, they talk about like, when I die, I'm gonna come back and haunt you and do things to you, right? Can they do that? And do people do that, or
is it just stories?
Yeah. Is it just stories?
No, it really does happen.
Yeah, it does.
Really does like half the time it does. It's an and then they realize, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get punished too if I come back and do that.
Oh, so they do?
Yes. So everybody, including spirits. No, I'm just kidding. No,
they are.
Because some other people go on and then go already passed away and then go you get punished because now you're trying to take a life. You are not licensed.
No, but what if you're not taking a life and you're just taunting them for the rest of their life? But like our first story.
she will still.
She will
still get punished because go taunt and then pass away you did cause.
Okay.
That life to be taken. Okay. So and so half the time she because they're like which I'm not punished. And then
it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it because they're like, okay, let's just paint out a goal. Because so it's okay. So that's why nothing happens because this person's like, I'm better than this. It's not worth it. And then the other time it's like, you know what? So that's
with
what they
the
do
vengeance too sometimes.
Ooh, I have a lot of scary stories, but no, it's just like very haunting. Where like lo law, right? And then so the T was cheating on law, and then and then really it was just like a broken heart because there wasn't really anything particularly wrong with her.
This is
law. Well, it was like but it wasn't officially married yet.
Okay.
So go for like long term, right? So pass away the hospital, and then after that, and by the way, I think like I forgot
who the
like through marriage or somehow they weren't sisters. Don't get me wrong, but and then so
that has happened, like sisters.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
that's for another episode. So then, when she passed away, she would come back and haunt and taunt them, and they would hear her like Lushua, like very haunting.
Oh, gosh.
Like in the garage and around. And so luckily they didn't, but they didn't tell me to thank goodness, because I side with the law. But anyways.
You can't side.
I mean, that's pretty messed up. Like, it got me really sad because I felt like she just died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't even like, oh, and the doctor was just saying like, oh, for some reason her numbers are falling. You know, it's not, it wasn't even like whatever, right? So I just felt like, man, she died of a broken heart. And so it didn't work. And then I don't know what happened. But sometimes Nyala called me, and the story was very similar to this monkey's too. And
The mistress. Yeah.
The mistress. And then they all work together, by the way. And then cancer passed away when she found out. It was just like, and then too. So man, they were very wealthy, by the way. And like price but I was just like, it's not the price, it's my morals and ethics right now. Like, I don't know, like you two kind of deserve it, right? So I mean, because you there's punishment for it, so it's not worth it. Just be happy, move on, be at peace, and let y'all that are licensed to Dotsina, let them do their job.
Yeah.
Okay, so being temptation,
Yes, I did.
with everything in the drama, what are some takeaways that you would like our audience to know, especially from the last episode?
Okay, so number one is, we do lose a lot of energy. For me, like that day of but like either later that night or actually the next day is when I start getting sore. And number one is being lose energy and being shasha. So, and also other shamans can ta energy to give energy to shaman. So that is absolutely true. Number two is, in the movie, he tried, or actually did, unalived himself, took his life. So he's strong enough. By the way, that is absolutely false. Like, it's not true. And it's our time to leave this earth. They actually leave also. So God pass away, become one with the spiritual guides, and then you become a spiritual guide yourself. Like, that doesn't happen. So because we are still human beings with a lot of gifted guides, right? So God no longer alive, you lose that license and you lose that power. Okay, so don't ever do that. You're fixed, okay? And then another one is that as shamans, we aren't licensed to take human lives. So let me say this another way. If they are good, wholesome, or just troubled, or even resentful, okay, but evil, they're harming others. Some of us are licensed to take their lives. Okay.
Wait. Spirits.
Like human spirits. Yeah, you only like something happened and you pass away, and then now you will be paid. Yeah. So majority of the time, we are not licensed to a human soul. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
And then the human soul is what confused me.
Okay, so the human soul. So we are not licensed to kill a human soul.
Okay.
Unless, so there are some of us who can. The human soul becomes very dark and evil and causing mayhem and chaos on earth. Then that's when some of us are able to. But usually we are not.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Very interesting, huh?
Very interesting.
So, okay, because a couple of us more licensed. And the last one, last but not least, I know it sounds a little mean, but if you're weak, don't get in our way.
Yes.
Stay away. Do not try to take the matters into your hands.
You're talking about Itu shaman, right?
Shaman, or sometimes even Husha. Okay, so I'll give you stories to better explain this. So when I was traveling, not anymore, but when I was traveling to like Georgia, out of state basically, and then sometimes not, and they're usually men too. But and it's like a heavy or something like really heavy. And then some shamans out here, even though I don't even know them. I just barely met them actually. They would try to like butt in, and try to help me, and I'm like looking at them. They can't see me because I have the veil
they
on.
Go inside your name.
They're out here chanting loudly and go, like all that stuff
with their weak guides.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and they're like, oh my gosh, so then and then they come in there and then they're so weak that now or whatever that I'm dealing with is hurting them now. And then this one particular guy started and he's like, and I'm just like, oh my God. And then so Gomo saw Dogo Yahusha go Hainu to be quiet and go anyways, back to what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, well, I just want to make sure that they understand because I didn't understand.
Yeah, it was that dramatic.
Okay.
And so what happened was I had to throw his spirit back out here, tell his get out of the way. I'm not going to fix you guys. Your dad throw you guys in here. So because I have to deal and so him doing that. And then I spoke to him later, and I was like, how do you see, like, why did you do that? And can, like, you have and he said, and I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. So I had to gently tell him that for him never to do that again, because a full blown so he doesn't really practice. Yeah. And so, so I told him, okay, come on, because for sure they got hurt. And I did not have time to fully heal them. I did, put Band-Aids and stuff like that on them, but I did not fully heal them. And that's your job because you threw them in the line of fire. But anyhow, that was like 3 times harder because I had to make sure that the Dajano is not going to kill him now. Because the Daja was angry, upset. Dajano was like, who is he? Is he one of your friends? And I'm like, man, if I say no, she might hurt him right now. So I have to claim him that, this is a friend that and like it changed the ball game.
Sure,
it was already hard enough, right? And lady like try to it was that serious already. And then that guy had to interrupt me. So just let them handle it, and it's like unless obviously you go the same or if it's your master, obviously go all the time with my students because I'm the master. But if they're a complete stranger, please don't get involved. You will definitely hinder listening way more than think that than helping them. So stay away.
So in this thing you're talking about Sangang getting in the way.
Yes, I was so annoyed at that scene where like she drugged him to go to sleep so she could take care. I was like, dude, if you didn't do that, the prophecy would have not came true, okay?
She said, from now on, I will take your place.
And the whole time I was thinking like, you only hear spirit voices, right? She battling up.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go in there to battle the first time, the ultimate
he was
like
strong.
He
was so strong.
He was. And that's her kind of asking for like, really? So stay out of our way.
Well, thank you so much for explaining, the Hmong side versus the, not Korean side, I don't want to say it like that, but the Hmong side versus the drama, right? And the similarities. It definitely opened up my eyes a lot to the things that you guys do because, like I said earlier, like, you always say, like, I wish I could project a little bit for you so you guys can see, right? And I think this movie did a little bit of that for me where I truly understand a little bit more. And, I do see as a little warrior inside, so, thank you for your insights today.
Yeah, definitely. And I learned a lot. Just to be seeing, like, watching the drama and then hearing you explain about it. It's been really eye-opening. And I know something like the drama, it's a drama. So they're going to dramatize it and not everything is true. But sometimes some of the things they did do and what you are experiencing is true. And so definitely give you a lot of props. I applaud you for everything that you do. Thank you for everything that you do and continue to do.
Yeah.
So yes.
你係咯，出寫到過嚟記得咗個冇寫咗咧。But yeah, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Your kind words definitely mean a lot to me. And, I am really glad that they made this movie, Easy Palace, because I do feel that some of the things that go through now, that you guys do see it. And, sometimes that you a case that brought to even when I'm in the spirit world, and we do have a very resentful, evil, strong guy like the last, Prince Danilo, we do have to go through that. And then when we go in there, they do control everything. And it becomes this magical world in the palm of their hand. And you have to be mentally strong to try to combat them and control also. So I do feel like this movie kind of showed me that, okay, Susan kind of go through this sometimes. And if you want to know what I go through, keep on watching it over and over and actually put yourself in Guchan's shoes.
No, do you really want to though?
And so I do appreciate this. And then also this movie shining the light on it, and it's getting a lot of people talking and but it still exists. And it's not just in Korean and Hmong culture, but a lot of other cultures still have shamans also, right? Like Native Americans, even Itombay, right? Also. So I do appreciate that this movie was made, and also it got a lot of our audience to reach out to us. And so, audience, this is another way of us saying we listen to you and we appreciate you. And thank you so much for reaching out and all your comments and encouragement and and that you guys thanked me and said so many nice, loving messages. Thank you so much. All of us were here. We do want to say that keep on reaching out to us. Stay curious. Write us emails, your posts. We do read them. And tell us what you want to hear about. You all spoke East Palace, and here we are speaking about it, having a conversation about it. And if you haven't, please support us by sharing, liking, and subscribing to our channel and our social medias, right? So that more people can gain knowledge, because that's ultimately what we want to do, is to pass on knowledge. So So thank you, ladies, and thank you so much, audience, for tuning in. I hope you all learned a lot. I mean, did you ladies learn?
Yeah, we did. Like every time we talk, I learn something new. Yeah, for sure.
So until then, audience, please take care and stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast today. We hope that you have gained some insights that have changed your perspective and positively influenced you for the future. Be sure to check out our social media and follow, share, and subscribe. We also want to hear your thoughts, so please go to our Facebook or Instagram page and ask questions or post comments on there. And as always,
be kind and go make the world a better place.